Well, we saw one more very interesting trade before we went to bed today, and that is between the Utah Mammoth and the Buffalo Sabres. The Mammoth have pulled off a blockbuster trade and acquired J.J Peterka from the Buffalo Sabres, number I think 6 on my end-to-end hockey trade bay list. We'll touch on this video and how it affects both Utah and Buffalo coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the End-to-End Hockey channel. Now before I get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do this without all of you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe down below. Don't forget to comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Thanks to everyone for getting me to 500. I would never be able to do this without all of you guys. So don't forget to continue to subscribe and support the channel. Don't forget to stay tuned for Fridays, Saturdays, and Tuesdays live streams talking about the draft, free agency, and things like that. But in today's video, we've got a massive, monumental trade that went down last night between the Utah Mammoth and the Buffalo Sabres. It's a huge one. It's only involving 3 players, but it's big. The trade is as follows. Number 6 on the end-to-end hockey trade bait list, J.J Peterka has been dealt to the Utah Mammoth by Buffalo for Mammoth Kesselring and Josh Doan. This is a very interesting deal for both sides. We'll start with Buffalo's side. Peterka seemed like he didn't want to sign an extension. He was an RFA going into this trade, so it sounded like he didn't want to sign with Buffalo. Peterka was a really solid player last year for the Buffalo Sabres, so the Sabres weren't really fond of trying to move off of J.J Peterka, but it started to grow on them, and they sort of seemed like they had to move Peterka at some point to avoid the potentiality of an offer sheet. So they do wind up doing this. They wanted players back instead of picks, which is why there's no picks in this deal, but I think a couple of picks will have definitely helped Buffalo's with the return. They got 2 players here. They got Josh Doan. Doan's in the final year of his 3-year ELC with AV of $925,000. He's a right wing / center last year, split time between the NHL and AHL, had some pretty good numbers at the AHL level, had 7 goals, 19 points, both career highs, and 51 NHL games for Utah. So Doan I think is going to be eventually a really solid middle 6 forward there for Buffalo, and he's on the cheaper side of things. They're going to have to extend him next offseason, but this is a pretty good pickup here for the Buffalo Sabres. I think Doan, he's only 23 years old. He can grow with that Buffalo Sabres core, and I think he's going to be a very fantastic pickup here for the Buffalo Sabres on the forward group. Defensively, they get something that the Sabres have been looking for, and that's a right shot defenseman. They get Mammoth Kesselring. Kesselring was a right shot defensive player. He's in the final year of a 2-year bridge deal with an AV of $1.4 million. Kesselring this past year played a full 82 game season, putting up 7 goals and 29 points in 82 games. He was a trade acquisition by the Arizona Coyotes a couple of years back from Edmonton, and then boosted that deal, and since then he has rounded out to be a very durable second or third pair right shot defenseman. So this is going to be another really interesting pickup here. I mean, he's going to be an RFA next year. He is a little bit on the older side of things, only 25 years old, but still, it's a right shot defenseman. It's something that the Buffalo Sabres could have desperately used. I think Kesselring's going to really try and fill out that role. So it's a couple of really good pieces here. Both of them are on the younger side of things. Kesselring fills a hole in the right side of the defense. Doan's going to be a really solid middle 6 forward, but it's not the sort of value that they're giving up. The Utah Mammoth, sure, does it hurt to lose Josh Doan? Absolutely. He was a top prospect of theirs. Does it hurt to lose Kesselring? Yes, he was a really solid up-and-coming right shot defensive player. But I think all day, every day, you give up these 2 players for a chance to get J.J Peterka. Peterka is a left winger. He was an RFA as of this deal. At the conclusion of this deal, Peterka signed a 5-year contract extension in Utah with an AV of $7.7 million, making him the 2nd highest paid Utah player on the team. So very interesting note there. Peterka, the past 2 years has been great for Buffalo. 2 years ago had 28 goals and 50 points, a career high at the time, and 82 games for Buffalo. This past year only had 27 goals, so he was a goal shy of his career high, but had 68 points in 77 games for Buffalo. In 5 less games, he had 18 more points. So Peterka rounded out into a really solid top line forward for the Buffalo Sabres. Looked really good, and I think on a Utah team that has younger guys like Gunther, Cooley, Keller, and even Schmalz Walls and Hayton to some extent. Like, you put him in that top 6 of Utah, that's going to be a monumental addition for the Utah Mammoths. So we've heard that Utah been looking for trying to get an upgrade. They get the 6th player on the end-to-end hockey trade bay list in Peterka, and I think Peterka is going to be a stunningly good top 6 forward in the Utah organization for years to come. So very interesting note there. At this point in time, I think Utah wins this deal. Like, they didn't have to give up the 4th overall pick. They didn't have to give up some of their better prospects. Sure, does it hurt to lose Doan and Kesselring? Absolutely. But I think you do it if you're able to take Peterka. Well, for Buffalo, they were in a little bit of a tight position. They really didn't want to trade Peterka, but Peterka didn't want to stay in Buffalo. So he winds up getting traded to Utah, and Buffalo winds up getting Josh Doan, who's a Middlesex forward. And I think it really work well with that young Buffalo Sabres core. And they get a right shot defenseman in Kesselring, who I think at his peak could be a solid second pair right shot defenseman and does have a bigger frame to him. So very interesting note there. This is a massive deal that sees number 6 on the end-to-end hockey trade bay list be traded and head to Utah, as Peterka is now a member of the Utah Mammoth. So definitely have to get your thoughts on all this video down in the comment section below. Who do you think won this deal? Was it the Mammoth acquiring Peterka? Was it the Sabres acquiring Doan and Kesselring? And who do you think winds up long-term coming out on top in this deal? Definitely your thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. That's all I'm going to talk for today. Remember to like this video, and if you like to, remember to subscribe below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do this without all of you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe down below. Don't forget to leave a comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Don't forget to stay tuned for Fridays, Saturdays, and Tuesdays live streams talking about the draft, free agency, and everything in between. Don't forget to check out my blog talking about news, rumors, and analysis, stuff like that. So check that out. I've linked that down in the description below. Cannot wait to see you guys all for next video. See you guys soon.